Hi, it's Anne from the library again, and I'm here with 3 books this week for you. I have a science fiction title, a realistic fiction, and then I have some nonfiction for people who like history. I'm going to start with the science fiction, and I'm going to recommend this one for maybe grades 5 and up. It's a little intense, and when I finished it, I felt like I needed a nap. And it's a little longer too, so that's why I'm recommending maybe grades 5th and up. This book is called In the Red, and it is by Christopher Swiedler, and it's set on Mars. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, Mars, I don't want to, Martians and aliens, that's not me. But it's actually about a group of humans who have colonized Mars. That means they've set up a civilization on Mars. And so there's actually a lot of science in this book about what that would be like. How would you do that? There are things to think about in terms of how strong the sun is and the lack of atmosphere. And so our book centers on 2 characters. One is Michael, and he is struggling with an anxiety disorder. And then there's Lilith, and she is an immigrant from Earth, and she's missing her father. I'm going to read to you what another author said about this book, and I think it pretty much sums things up. Hang on to your helmets. Christopher Swiedler takes you on a nail-biting sci-fi adventure where every page holds unexpected peril for his bold heroes. He makes the impossible seem plausible, which means believable, in a universe where strolling on Mars can be normal, wondrous, and at times terrifying. It will leave you breathless. That's pretty true. So I think that if you like adventure, you are going to like this book. One thing I have to say about the book is I'm not sure I really like the way one of the characters was written. And if you read this book, I would like you to think about Lilith's character. And what's she doing in that book? And what's her role? Why is it always Michael's job to solve the problems? And if you wrote this book, would you do things differently? Just something to think about. And so the next book comes to us from Sue D., my coworker in the children's room, and this is our nonfiction title called What the Eagle Sees. And this is a book that we would recommend for you if you like the I Survived series, or even Magic Tree House, where you're going back in time to a different time period and learning about people and things that happened. And this is a great book because it is written spanning the time from when the Vikings first came to North America all the way up to the present day, and it is written by Native Americans. So Native Americans from Canada and the US. And it's really important because these are voices that are often left out of our regular old history books that we use in school. So I think that this is a really important book to read, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Sue says it has great images, and it explores technology through the ages, and I think you'll really enjoy this one. Sue wrote to me and said, one of the things that makes this book very special is that each chapter has a section called Imagine. And in that part of each chapter, the authors challenge you to imagine what it would be like if you were there when the history happened. So again, if you've enjoyed Magic Tree House or I Survived, this would be a great book for you. This one is available on Hoopla as an ebook, so you don't have to wait for it. The science fiction tale also available on Hoopla as an ebook, so you don't have to wait for that. And it's also an audiobook, and you know how I feel about audiobooks. I love audiobooks. And the last book I'm going to recommend, if you liked Junie B. Jones or Clementine or even the Ramona series, this one would be for you. Now, our heroine is Maya Tibbs, and it's Spirit Week at school, and she is so excited. And at their school, you pick a partner and you work all week with your partner, and you have a chance to win prizes during Spirit Week, and there's a grand prize. So she and her best friend have this plan to win the big prize, but it goes awry, off the rails. The plan doesn't work because, unfortunately, poor Maya, she is paired with the biggest bully in school. Poor Maya. So how's she going to make this work? What's going to happen? So this one is available only as an audiobook on Hoopla right now, but we do have a copy of it in the library, so if you want to read it when we open up again, this one would be a good one to remember. But if you want to listen to it, and it's a great listen, you can download it through Hoopla. And this one was by Crystal Allen. So The Magnificent Maya Tibbs by Crystal Allen. So I hope you enjoy a couple of those books, and I'll be back next week with a few more. Thanks.